Welcome to the final three. You three stand up. Come with me. And we're just gonna move.
I'm testing our urine.
Right there.
I'm dehydrated, I know. What way, Jack?
Behind me are 5 trees. On each of the 5 trees are the names of the winners of past seasons of Survivor British Columbia. We got on this tree Monica Muniz, winner of Survivor Canada British Columbia. We got Leigh Rivera, winner of Survivor Canada versus the Nations. We got Tyler Kakuno, winner of Survivor Canada.
Oh no.
We got Jessica Tooley, winner of Survivor The Battle of BC. We got Jack Wire, winner of Survivor BC Deus Ex Machina. One of you 3 will be the winner of Survivor Rockrain Valley. What we are going to do right now, I gave each of you a glass bottle. This is going to be our rites of passage. I want you to go around the camp, look for small pieces, items that might help remind you of this season for you. Anything that is symbolic, anything that will, help you with just reflecting on this season, okay? You guys can head off.
We can go anywhere?
Anywhere.
Oh my god. I can't fit a Rockrain coin.
A
Shit.
lot did
All the
happen
drama.
at the gravel area.
Like the Aleem vote?
Oh god, that whole thing
That
happened
thing
here.
happened at the gravel.
Oh, my gravel's not gonna fit in there.
I'm definitely putting some moss. Because of all that idle hunting and looking at random goddamn moss and logs. And I don't know what else. I want to put more rocks in it.
So how does it feel making it to the final 3?
It feels incredible. It's unreal to have worked so hard and to have made it to this point where I'm one step closer to having the chance of pleading my case to the jury. I'm literally one step away, and I don't know, I'm just proud of myself, and it's unreal, and yeah, I don't know, I'm just a lot of happiness.
Can you describe your rites of passage bottle to me?
Yeah, it's a little murky now, but I will get it around. So there's some yellow paint, because I was from the original Batahan tribe. There is, when we turn it this way, you can see there's some gravel in the bottom, right there. That's because there were a lot of decisions made on the gravel, and or a lot of talks had on the gravel, like kind of by tribal. Right here you can see a little bit of the mush of some Vector cornflake. I just wish we had it in America. It was really good. I don't know if it was just because I was hungry, but then I broke off a piece of one of the Rockrain coins because I don't know, that was such a cool part of the season I liked. And then I found a little piece of the feather that part of the immunity necklace that fell off to remind me that I can do hard things, and that of that first immunity win that I got.
Being in the final 3 is such a crazy moment for me because I'm so close, and I always get so goddamn close and can never take it home. And for once, I feel like I'll at least have the chance to pitch my game. I want to win this challenge like literally so bad. I don't care that I have to make a hard decision because Rachel thinks that I'm picking her, and so does Keegan. So, and I think that they both want to take me because they probably think that I'm the easier one to beat. So I don't care that I've had to tell them both that I want to take them. I still want to win it. I'm not going to throw it because I need to prove to the jury that I can win challenges as well. Like Keegan has 1 win, Rachel has fucking 4 now, 3, I don't remember, and I have none. So like I'm missing that piece of the game, so I don't want to throw it. And I don't know, I'm like so at a loss for words right now because like I can taste it, and I just hope that even if I don't win, I still get a chance to pitch my game, and that I'm not completely slaughtered by the jury. I don't know. I'm going through a whole roller coaster of emotions because I have confidence in my game, in the game that I play, and the way that I've played it, and the moves that I've made. But I don't know if they see it, the jury themselves, because I don't know if they're bitter. I don't know if they're open, and I just hope that like, if I make it, that I don't crack under pressure. And like, I'm a very confident person, and like, right now I think I'm just feeling all these like emotions of like uncertainty, I guess, which is like not myself. And maybe it's just because I'm nervous for the challenge and like I don't know what it is, and I know how much is on the line, and I know that if I win that I'll have a hard decision to make and outweigh all the pros or go through all the pros and cons and figure this out. But there's a lot to think about. My brain's just everywhere, but I'm overall happy with being in the final 3 to answer your question.
How important is this immunity for you?
100,000th important this immunity is to me, because I don't know if either one of them would pick me in the final 2. This would be their story that they finally got me out.
What would be your pitch to them if you don't win the challenge?
My pitch to them is that those two have played the same game. While they played together, they played the same game. So tribal council turns into a he said, she said, I did, you did, no, you know. Yeah, they work together, but they have to be able to distinguish themselves for the jury. And with me, it's clear cut. They did the thinking and I did the running. So, you know, I shielded them and used whatever I had to get us 3 to the end. But in the end, people want to know strategy. Really, I think they don't want to know that you can do 1,000 push-ups.
Tell me about your conversation you had with Taylor.
With Taylor, she tells me she understands that it would make sense for us 2 to go. There's never been 2 final 2 women. We've gone from her being the first boot to me being the oldest person. You know, her playing a strategy game and me playing a physical game, both doing social, but they're so different in that tribal that would read well for the jury, for them to be able to see how different our games were. With Keegan, he's like, it'd just be cool to go with you. So it's not much, but the fact that him and I were separated and then we came back together and we still were able to pull it off, you know, that could be a pitch to him.
Who do you think you would take if you won the challenge, and why?
I mean, I do believe that I would take Taylor because I like that story, that her and I, she was first and I was supposed to be last, or I should have been first and she should have been last, or vice versa. I mean, they both have good stories for me to take with me. I guess it comes down to what their final pitch to me is going to be, you know. If one of them makes me feel like I was dumb and they were the leader, then I'm not picking them, because I don't believe that I was dragged to the end. Obviously, I wasn't. I mean, I fought hard and I fought well, and while I may not know how to count numbers and this scenario and that scenario, maybe it just means that, you know, I have a life outside of online games and playing live games, and I don't understand all the strategy, but it just proves that you don't have to know 100% of the things about Survivor in order to win it.
All right. Welcome Taylor, Rachel, and Keegan to your final immunity challenge. Rachel, I need the immunity necklace back. All right. For the last time, immunity is back up for grabs. Here's how this immunity challenge will work. You follow me. You'll be randomly given a mat to step on. Your feet must be together at all times. You will also be given this plank of wood. Just hold it like this. All at once, you will have 1 cup filled with rocks on this end. You will have a cup, another cup filled with water on the other end. So, water, rocks.
Well, let's see you do it, Dad.
Other hand that is not holding the plank of wood must be on your waist. And you must just last it for as long as possible. All right, on 3, survivors ready? 1, 2, 3. Taylor, you have to put your other hand on your waist.
Oh, sorry.
And your feet have to be put together.
Oh God. Eek!
Rachel is eliminated from the challenge.
My fingers.
Sit down where you are. Taylor wins immunity! Congratulations, Taylor. Winner of the final immunity challenge. Alright. So Taylor, you have a very important decision at the final few tribal council. Not only do you get to sit at the final tribal council, you also get to choose who will be sitting next to you. You give you an hour to decide what your decision will be. Head back to camp.
I did it. You said I've never won one and I want to win one and you freaking fought for it. That's all that matters.
I actually want to talk to you, but I think I just need like a second to
You're good.
get me over here and cry.
I know, it's very emotional. Especially a win like that. Like,
Time to raid all the food.
I know, now that I don't care if I crap my pants now.
Yeah, right?
I can't tell why I'm crying. Like, I can't tell if it's because I'm in pain or if it's because I'm happy or because I'm sad because I have to choose between them two or like what. Oh my god. I wanted it so bad. Like, so bad. And I haven't won anything, and I always, like, in games, I get so close to the end, and I never make it to Final Tribal Council, and it's, like, nice to know that I do, but, like, fuck, I can't stop crying.
It's crazy. It's just crazy how we got here.
Yeah. It is.
Like, I really hope at the end y'all didn't see me as like an easy like person to pull along.
No.
Like,
No.
even if you did, you can tell me, you know, that I wouldn't be offended.
No, I would tell you because like I have no reason to lie to you. It feels like Survivor still, but
Yeah.
honestly, like me, you, and Taylor, I think we all just like played such like perfect parts for each other, you know, like I guess that's probably how it happened. Right? I think we just worked so well together.
Yeah.
And it was always about us, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know you're gonna be open-minded. I don't know if your mind is made up already or not. But I really like value what we've done together in this game. I mean, I trusted you every single vote, and we were together every single time that we could be. And even when we thought we had to vote Rachel out, we were like, alright, it's you and me. And even when it was the David vote, and we had already accepted that Rachel was just going to will us her legacy advantage and we were going to keep the idol, we were like, alright, it's just you and me. And so, like, going off of that, we already talked about this, like, before, but, you know, we played together. And so, from the jury's perspective, it's all gonna be about, like, how we saw each round and what we felt were, like, our strong points and stuff, you know, even though we were together the entire game. And I think, you know, if you take Rachel, then, I mean, she was a challenge beast, right?
Yeah.
I mean, did she win 3 immunities? Yeah. Like,
And technically 4, because she won the legacy advantage. One.
yeah, right? Okay, so there's that. She found an idol, had the legacy advantage. Both of our idols were us together. And I wouldn't want you know, if you go into tribal and they start talking about idols and advantages and something, Rachel, she found her own, she earned the legacy advantage. We worked together to find both of the idols. And I know you had, like, when we came to the merge, you were pretty much the one, you knew pretty much where the idol was going to be at the merge, and you, like, yeah, I touched it first, but it was our idol, but, like, without you, it wouldn't have happened, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but it was, like, an us thing for both of those.
Yeah.
I don't know how the jury's gonna feel about our gameplay either. I have no idea.
Yeah.
And if they didn't like our gameplay, and if they're upset in any way, or any, like, even if they're not upset, Rachel didn't make any enemies, you know? Like, Rachel always talked about how, well, none of them ever come to talk to me. And that's just because she was always on the other side to them. And it's not that they, like, despised each other or anything. It's just that they never, like, worked together. So she never, like, hurt anybody because, like, she had nobody to hurt. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm very proud of myself for coming this far in this game. I'm extremely proud of how I played. I have no regrets at all. This has been such a fun experience, and, you know, I just pray that she hears my way and wants to make it happen.
Yeah, what would it mean to you to have that chance to plead your case in front of the jury?
I think that if I can get in front of a jury, then I can win. This might sound corny, but, like, I've been waiting for, like, this moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know how to do the sales pitch. I know what each and every person on that jury is gonna want to hear, or at least I feel like they will. And I feel like my game was a lot more in depth than Taylor's, despite what she might think. And it would just mean everything to me to be able to, you know, like that aside, like, aside me having the giant ego of saying that, oh yeah, I would definitely win. I don't think I would definitely win, but aside my ego thinking I would win, even just being able to sit down to talk to all these people, to just, like, pour everything I have inside of me out, and just be able to explain everything and talk through everything, and just even have the opportunity to win this game.
Well, yeah, mentor is a part of it, but, you know, in the end, no, you didn't win all immunities, but you didn't need to. Your name never got written down until Kristen. Right?
Yeah, I hear everything you're saying, and it's just like I've been thinking the same thing. It's just also hearing it from you is like reiterating it back into your brain. And it's like,
I mean, I know I have to pitch for myself, but I also want you to win. You know, if it's you or him, I want you to win.
I'm just so happy with this final 3.
Yeah. I mean, look at what we all 3 did together. But would it have happened if I wasn't there?
I don't think so. I don't think it would have happened if, like, any of us
Exactly.
lost each
We were all 3, but now you have to decide what information did you 2 work on together that's going to benefit you, and that's where it gets cloudy, because you know what that means? A 3-hour travel council where it's going to be back and forth, and people are going to get confused, and then people are going to get mad because no, she didn't do that. Yes, he did that. No, she didn't do that.
Yeah.
And with me, it's like clear, like, and I don't want to throw him under the bus.
No.
But I've been fighting this whole time, and I'm not gonna lay down now.
No, I know.
You know, he's not had to fight. But because you guys worked like this together, and somehow you both managed to pull people and move people, and I just think it's more difficult going against him in that way.
It is more difficult in that way, absolutely. And that, I think it comes down to, like, it boils down to the fact that that's, like, the best part of my game, is, like, the social and the strategic component of the game. So,
and you say, I didn't win immunities, but I won it when I needed to. I mean, you know what I mean?
yeah.
That's exactly what you wanted. You said, I've never won one, and I want to win one before I go. You freaking did it.
It hurts so much.
I have to trust in what Taylor said and hope that I can pitch a better story than what he can pitch, which, you know, he's a good talker, he's a smoozer, so, you know, who knows which way she's going to go. It's going to be up to her. Does she want to go with someone who she's going to have to mentally battle with at tribal council in front of the jury with, you know, we did this, we did that, you did that, no, I did that? Or does she want to go in with me, who played different games, and she has a lot that she can say against me for how I got there, whereas I can't say a lot for how she got there because I didn't help her strategically get there. I muscled her as best that I could to get there. So who is she going to be more comfortable with taking? That's all I know.
If she does take you, how likely do you think it is that you'll end up winning the show?
I mean, it depends on what the jury's looking for. Are they looking for someone who was strategic, social, and physical? What I've seen so far in games is that they completely take out the physical. They completely take it out. And it's, you know, they don't take that into consideration in the end. They take in strategic and social, and this game isn't just about that. And I feel like while I did not go in strategic with the strategic and going to people and making deals and to talking people, I did what I had to do strategically, which was let them be the ones who made the deals, and I sat back. In my daily life, I make thousands of decisions for other people. Not thousands, but enough decisions for other people. And when I came to this game, I wanted to be the one who did not have to make decisions for people. And I feel like I was true to myself. And not only with that part, but with the physical part. I wasn't going to come in here and lay low on the physical like other games. I was going to play 100% as hard as I could on the physical, lay low on my strategy with you know, talking to people, but still be likable and social to everyone and have a connection with every single person that I could. Did I do that? I don't know. I guess if she picks me, we'll have to see.
All right, final three, you can come on in. All right, let's bring in the members of our jury. We have Aleem, Tony, David, Lindsay, Stacy, and Kristen voted off at the last tribal council. All right, Taylor, congrats on winning the final immunity challenge. Could you just describe that challenge and how it felt winning it?
Yeah, so we had this thin like plank of wood that was like about this long, and on this side we had like a cup full of water, like this goblet thing, and then this one was full of rocks, and you had to extend your arm out and just hold it as long as you could with your feet together and this hand on your hip. And like the whole challenge, I just thought to myself, I haven't won one of these. I haven't been to a final tribal council in a live game ever. And I've worked so hard in some of these to get to where I have and then always get cut at 56. So I wasn't letting go of this stupid freaking board. But I didn't care if my arm fell off. My arms hurt so much. And looking at like some of the people that are like filming, these are my friends that I played with like last season. So like just motivated me to want to win it.
So Keegan, you don't have immunity. What did you say to Taylor when you got to camp, or for her to choose you to go to the end?
You want to hear my sales pitch, is what you're saying?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I don't really want to drag Rachel right now because, like, I don't think it's necessary, honestly. I felt personally that Rachel just had a better chance against the jury and had played a different game than Taylor and I, and that we could have been judged for differently. But Taylor and I made these lines together on day one, and it was the first actual alliance that I made in the game. It's just crazy to think that I could trust someone for so long and actually succeed with them and get so far with them, and I don't know. I don't really have much more to say. I told Taylor to.
And Rachel, when you got to camp, what was your pitch to Taylor?
When I pitched to Taylor, I didn't throw Keegan under the bus like would be expected at a Final Three, and I told her to pick the game that got her the win that she deserved. And she fought hard. She got that immunity necklace. She gets to decide. She's heard both of us out. It's up to her to decide how she wants to go to the jury.
Taylor, would you like to perhaps share some of what you're thinking to us with regards to this Final Three Traveling Council vote?
Yeah, it's really difficult to figure out what they're thinking because I haven't talked to some of them in a while. So it's about going over the arguments that they have, but also my own perception of the games that they play. Rachel's played a very strong, physical game. She's won a lot of immunities. Had advantages in the game, had items in the game. Like you said, it's correctly, those are key components of the game survivor. And then Keegan has been my right hand man this whole game, and we played similar. And although we were separated on the swap, he still made it through the swap on his own. The only black member to make it through that swap. Then came back and we fought together to get to where we are today. So there's arguments for both, and I don't know what the jury respects, and I hope that regardless, the jury's open to hearing what I have to say, because I think that I played a very under the radar game. And yeah, it's nice to win this though, because I wanted the final say. I thought they said I made a lot of moves in the game, but they weren't as vocal. But I wanted to say that was vocal, that was flashy, and I didn't win anything, and I won the most important one to get me to the finals. I literally got first round, and so to be sitting in the finals is crazy.
Keegan, Rachel, is there any last thing you would like to say before we get to the vote?
Like I told you, I'm not going to be bitter either way you go. And Rachel has said similarly that, we respect your decision no matter what. And it's been a crazy ride for all of us. And just go with your heart.
And same thing, this whole game we said no matter what, we three at the end. And we three are at the end. So you do what you have to do to make it right for yourself.
All right, well, Taylor, you have immunity. Keegan, you cannot vote for yourself, and you cannot vote for Taylor. You can only vote for Rachel. Rachel, you cannot vote for yourself, and you cannot vote for Taylor. You can only vote for Keegan. Therefore, those two votes cancel each other out. Taylor will have the sole deciding vote for the final member of the jury. And thus, it is time to vote. Taylor, you're up.
I've loved playing this game with you, literally from the start, and I couldn't be here without you, and I'm so upset that, I can't end it with you, but I need to do what's best for myself.
I'll go tally the votes. Once the vote is read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. The 14th person voted out of Survivor Rockrain Valley, and the 7th and final member of the jury is Keegan. Keegan, come bring me your torch. Keegan, the trap is broken. Time for you to go.
Sounds good.
Congratulations, Taylor and Rachel. You have made it as far as you can in this game. The power has now shifted to the jury. 7 people who you either directly or indirectly voted out of the game. You will say your final tribal council speech to them. They will ask you a jury question, and then one of you will win the title of Sole Survivor and the $500 grand prize. Guys, head back to camp.
What you're getting ready to do is going to be amazing. Yeah, it's so okay, you're not done yet. You still have to go. Play like you're supposed to play, not this. We are not playing like this. We're not going in there like this. It's game time. Okay?
Yeah.
It's me or you. Pull yourself together.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I feel great. I mean, for her, it was a good move to bring me because honestly, it will help her showcase what she's done in the game more. But for me, it fits my narrative too, as far as her taking me and me pumping her head up with, yeah, you helped me do this, 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 and this, when really, like, I'm just as smart as everyone else who played this game, obviously. And obviously I outsmarted them all, even though they'll say, well, you were just good in challenges. That is not true, because everybody wanted to vote me out, and somehow I managed my way through that. Yes, she helped me, but I also helped her. So, you know, I'm glad she picked me, because now I can finally tell my truth that I haven't spoken since I've gotten here.
Like, most strategic move I would say would be finding that idol and using it at final 7 to get out David, because David was the biggest threat in the game. I knew that I wanted to use that idol to get him out, and I wanted to use that idol to get him out before. Whole last round I was so emotional because I didn't know what the right decision was going to be, and I stand by the decision I make because of the fact that Rachel and I's games are so black and so white. Like, Rachel came into this game like as an obvious physical threat, and I saw value in her because of the fact that I don't perform as well in challenges. One second. I'm gonna clear my throat. I don't perform as well in challenges, so my goal in this game was to align with people in which my weaknesses were, in order to create a well-balanced alliance of many different strengths. And that I also had with Keegan. Keegan and I were so like-minded. We're very strategic people, very social people, and the reason why I resonated so well with him is because I saw a lot of myself in him. And so starting off this game, like, it was an uphill battle because of the fact that I came in as a returnee. And the last game that I had watched, which was Real Fit Season 8, they had one returnee per tribe, and their returnees were picked off one after the other, like right at the initial. So coming into this game,
I was so scared about what would happen to me being one of the only returnees in the game. I thought that I was screwed. I thought all these new players would ban against me. And after the Naya vote and seeing Noah go as well, I felt like my game was on the line, which is why I worked so hard socially to establish connections that would benefit my future game.
All right, final 2, come on in. All right, let's bring in the members of our jury. We have Aline, Tony, David, Lindsay, Stacy, Kristen, and Keegan. All right, congratulations again, Taylor and Rachel, for making it to the final 2. You guys will say your opening speech, why you deserve to win the title of Sole Survivor and the $500 grand prize, to the jury. Afterwards, the jury will ask a question or make a comment to either both of you or just one of you, and then we will have closing speeches. Taylor, because you sat on the leftmost, you will go first.
Sure. All right. Hi, everyone. I just want to thank you all for playing this game. It's been a pleasure to play with each and every one of you. I came into this game with a lot on my mind. Like, being the first boot of last season, I had redemption that I needed to prove to myself and to others and the people around me, all my friends, my family watching back home. And so because of that, I also, I prayed that, I talked to so many members of production and prayed that I was just in a season with people that didn't know me, because that was my downfall in my last game, was that I play a lot of live games, I play a lot of online games, and I have a reputation that kind of follows me. And the reason why I was first boot in season 5 was because I was with somebody that knew that reputation and wanted to take me out immediately. So I prayed for a cast of people that didn't know me so that I could play true to myself. And I think I proved that I was able to play a different game when I saw each and every one of your faces. Like, there are certain people that do know who I am and do know how I play these games. But I'm here, and I hope that you have an open mind and an open heart. Rachel played a great flashy game, but there's a lot more to my game under the surface that I really want to get out. So I do open the floor to any questions, comments, concerns, anything you have about my game, and I really want to give you clarity so that you make the choice of the winner of season 6 that you truly think deserves it. So thank you.
Thank you, Taylor. Okay, Rachel.
Hi, my name is Rachel. I'm a bus driver and such things. I came here because I wanted to prove to myself that I could play this game in a way that I wanted to play this game. I didn't want to come to this game and play a game based off of everyone else. I played how I wanted to play, and the 4 aspects that I thought would get me the furthest would be exactly what Jaira told us: strategic, social, mental, and physical. And whether you guys believe that I did all of them or none of them or some of them, I believe that I did all 4 of them. So for myself, I'm proud of the game that I played. I played as hard as I could from the get-go. I played as mental. I told in my opening video I was going to be cool, calm, collected. I didn't break. I didn't get emotional. I stayed true to myself. For the strategic, okay, let's just go ahead and say that I wasn't out there to each of you fishing for votes on other people. I wasn't the one calling names, and I purposely didn't do that. On that part, every day I make hundreds of decisions for other people, and I wanted to come to this game and have people make decisions for me. This for me was going to be like a vacation where I didn't have to put up the front of having to be in charge of anything. And whether or not you think that I did that and was not strategic, to me, I played the strategy part that I wanted. That I wasn't going to be the one making decisions, and some people would make them for me so that I could take a mental break from that. I don't know if I said mentally, I said that. Physically, like I know coming into this game, I told Jaira and I've told people that when I come into this game, I would be, the first thing that comes to people's mind when they see me is she's strong. We got to get her out. She's a threat. And I could have played under the radar, but I wanted to be 100% in each of these categories for what I thought was true to myself. And I went out there and I killed myself. I killed myself with Aleem. I killed myself with you in the jelly bean challenge. I did as much as I could to win, even though that put a target on my back. I wanted you all to see me as a strong player, and I wanted you to see that for a reason, because I believe Survivor is about playing strong in all 4 aspects. As far as the social, I do struggle with being social with people, but I feel like I connected with everyone personally and genuinely when I connected with each of you. And for me, that's hard. That's breaking a barrier for me. So the fact that I'm here in Final 2 proves to me that I was able to play my game and I didn't play any of your games. And Taylor, thank God for Taylor and Keegan, we played as a trio and we balanced each other on the strengths and weaknesses, which we didn't have many weaknesses, but she had more strengths in the strategy, I had more strengths in the physical, and the other 2 we came together on, and that is why I believe we're here in the Final 2. So I hope that you can see the differences between the way that both of us played, and that you'll pick the one that can meet the 4 characteristics that Jaira gave to us at the very beginning of this game. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Final 2. Jury, it is time for the jury speech. You guys must ask a question or make a statement to the Final 2. We're going to do something different. You guys can choose your order. Who would like to go first?
I'll go first.
Lindsay will go first. All right, Lindsay, stand up right there.
I just want to say I respect both of you very much, and I'm glad I got to meet you in this game. Ultimately, these are the people who are going to determine both of your fates. And so what I really want to know is, what do you currently think is the perception that the jury has of each of you? So Rachel, you can start.
I think that the jury, because I've not been honest about myself and the things that I do outside of this game for a reason, because I came here, I wanted to be seen for myself and not for the things that I do. So I believe that the jury thinks that I'm physically strong and maybe not strategically strong, but I purposely did that for a reason. So I believe you'll see me as physical and not strategic, even though I played my strategy.
Yeah, I believe that the jury perceives me definitely as more strategic than physical. I didn't really win any immunities except for the last one, but I also didn't need to win immunities until the last one because of my social game and my position in the game. I feel like there are people that maybe think I flew under the radar and I wasn't really a threat to their game, which maybe that's why they think that that's why I'm sitting here today, but it's really not. I just tried to develop social relationships with each and every one of you. And there were 3 of you coming into this that I hadn't met before. And you were one of them included. And so I knew that I had to do what it took to get you guys to trust me. And that started with Kristen because of our swap tribe. I saw Aleem and Lexi go off together and talk by themselves, and Kristen was left at camp by herself. So Kristen was my friend before this, but also an opportunity to get in with you guys, the people that I didn't know in the game. And ultimately that did lead to David saying that he wanted to work with me, you saying that you wanted to work with me, Stacy saying that she wanted to work with me. It's just the timing wasn't right. So I believe that you guys perceive me as someone that's more strategic, more than challenge strength, and under the radar.
All right. Thank you, Lindsay. Who was Going to go up next. Aleem, all right.
I just want to preface this by saying that adaptability in a game is really important to me, and I think it's a huge part of the strategy, regardless whether you guys did it or not. So my question would be, if you did, how did you adapt your gameplay from your initial strategy to be able to make it to the position that you're at through the changes and just the nature of the swaps of the game?
For me, adaptability is Lindsay is like, I feel like we are the same. I'm older than you, obviously. She's so strong physically, and she's so strong socially and strategically. And I feel like my adaptability was not being the alpha female. I am an alpha female in real life. Like, I am in control of things in my real life. I wasn't honest with you guys with what I do because I wanted you to see me for this and not outside of the game. I coach 3 sports. I'm a decorated coach. I win Coach of the Year for my sports. I manage people daily. People your age is who maybe younger, but I didn't want that to be a factor, and for me that's hard to put aside and come into a game and have other people dictate to me what needs to happen. And I feel like I let that happen. I let you dictate to me what needed to happen, but in the end I made my own decisions as an alpha male. Female. I'm definitely female.
For me, adaptability started right when the game started because of the fact that I was a returnee as a first boot. I had to mitigate that target of being the first boot. Naya, Noah, first 2 to leave. The only other 2 returnees in the cast. So I knew that I had to do something different from them. And that, for me, was the social connections and trying to weasel my way through and keeping my options open. Also, another way that I adapted in the game would be the fact that I came into merge and minority. Nobody wants to be a minority. Every other game that I play, I'm always in merge and a majority. So I'm always the one. I'm also an alpha female. I like to be in control of things, just more behind the scenes and more strategically, not in challenge strengths and stuff like that. So being in a minority and coming into the game where this is the first time I've ever done this, I had to find a way to get to the top. And that was through finding idols, that was through trying to get in people's brains and always being that option of choice. And I do believe that you guys saw me as an option for the future. Before you left, you said if we both made it through that tribal council, that you wanted to talk and potentially work together. So I do feel like I kept all my options open, and that was another reason as to why I adapted in this game and ultimately into it.
All right, thank you, Aleem. Who's next? David.
Hi, congratulations to both of you. You both should be really proud of yourselves because you did something that none of us could do. With that being said, Rachel, you said that you really wanted to stay true to the strongest players and take them to the end. Why did you go so far with Taylor? Did you perceive her as somebody that was really strong?
Absolutely. For me, she was the strongest female in this game because she went from the bottom and worked her way to the top, and it didn't have to be physical like me. She was opposite of me on that area, but she was the strongest female for me. And you and Lindsay were the strongest. Let me say Keegan. Keegan to me was the strongest player physically, strategically, and mentally. He kept his stuff together. So from day one, I knew that these 2 people were the strongest people for me. Whether you guys believe that or not, it's true to me. And you 2 were the next strongest people, but I knew that you were not being truthful with me. I knew that, and that's why I never voted the way that you wanted me to vote. And for you, we didn't really have an option to do that. So I stayed true. I could have taken, been here with other people who weren't these strong players, but the reason I'm here is because they're strong players and we work strongly together.
Okay, thank you. Taylor, so I think Survivor is made up of a lot of different players, and we've seen many different seasons, and a season that I love is heroes versus villains. You know, the heroes, they leave their mark on the game heroically. The villains, they come and they are evil and make big moves. And then there's also another aspect, Purple Kellys, that are kind of invisible and we don't really remember them. We don't know what they did. Which of those three do you think you are, and why?
So historically, I'm more of a villain because of the placement that I'm put. I'm put into a position of power, and people come to me for advice. Like Rachel came to me for advice strategically this whole entire game. But because of the fact that I was a minority and building my way back up and still trying to make those strategic moves and stay true to myself, I definitely think that I'm more in the heroic category. And I hope that none of you view me as like the Purple Kelly, because there's so much strategy that went into coming from the minority to the top, and I can't take all of that myself. Like Keegan was that right hand man for me, like I said last tribal. We think strategically the same way, and I always look for allies that I could bounce ideas off each other. And that was Keegan for me. I can't just do it on my own because then I get in my head. So do I take all the credit for the strategic moves we made in the game? No, I don't take all the credit for it because I can't do it on my own. And I appreciate Keegan so much for what he had done in the game.
And just, I want you to really fight, because you are seen a little bit as like an invisible player. I don't know what you did, so I need to hear it this tribal. So answer the questions a little bit more specifically, because I need to hear your moves. I need to hear like what you did, because I want to vote fairly. So good luck to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you, David. All right, who's next? Okay, Stacy.
Hello, ladies. First of all, congratulations to both of you. My question is going to be a little bit different. So what I would like for you to do is describe your gameplay as an animal and what characteristics about that animal, you know, why your gameplay, but you can't pick a hippo. So that's cheating.
I mean, I think, you know, the other night we were picking animals for everyone, and had I known you loved hippos, we would have made you a hippo, but I don't know, I see that as not a good thing. But we picked that I was was it the cougar or the panther?
Black Panther.
Black Panther. I'm not a cougar. Let's put that out there.
Except for with the lean.
So, you know, I'm the Black Panther because you see me and you see the Black Panther is noticeable and the Black Panther is strong, and it doesn't try to hide that. And the Black Panther can slink and be sneaky, which I wasn't sneaky, but I could slink and I could make it through and navigate through all of you. Even though I knew what every single vote was except for Tony, I didn't know that one, but I knew everything else. So I feel like the Panther is wise, is observant, and it can strike when it needs to strike, and I feel like that's what I did. Whether it was challenge-wise, strategic-wise, thank you, Taylor, or because we did work together on that part, or mental-wise, or social-wise, I was able to play myself as an animal when I needed to, and I felt like I stayed true to being a Panther throughout the game.
Yeah, for myself, I think Rachel hit it on the head when she called me an otter. Otters are likable, they're sweet, they're nice, and they get along socially well with people, or just like with each other. And I believe that myself, I worked really hard on my social relationships in this game. Otters, they slip on through those slopes and the grass and the water, and the strategic moves that I know that you guys want to hear about, I also want to talk about, and an otter slips on through. There were multiple moves in this game that were strategic to me. Rachel using her idol the first round to get Lexi out, She always came to me for advice as to what to do. When she had won her legacy advantage, she didn't understand what it meant. So she came to me, asked me to read it through and make sure that there was nothing missing and that she understood strategically what that vote did. Also, the second idol that Rachel had used, it was right after the Lexi vote. I went to Keegan and I said I knew that there was a merge idol hidden. And I spent on that swap tribe, because we didn't go to tribal council. So I spent all the time looking for coins, looking for idols, and picking artifacts or like landmarks or trees or something that I thought there'd be one in if I couldn't find it originally. So I beelined it right to this big ass tree that had tipped over and the roots were still up and there were holes. That was the first place that I went, and Keegan had followed me and the idol was sitting right there. Yes, it was technically by Survivor rules Keegan's idol because he was the first one to pick it up, but I was the one to lead him there, point to it, and he had picked it up. And that David vote was the round that I felt as if I had taken control of the game. I wanted David out the round prior, or actually Aleem's vote, but they had all wanted to switch their vote to Aleem, and we didn't need to use the idol to take you out then. And then the round after was Tony's vote, and I had fallen because I had put my trust in you guys and it wasn't reciprocated back. So that next vote was my time to flip the game and to use that idol that Keegan and I had found together, save Rachel, and ultimately get to the position that I'm in. So sorry I didn't answer the question with the animal really well, but I felt it was necessary to start pitching my game. And specifically,
I do want to clarify that the first idol that I had, nobody knew about. I know you guys, maybe you, whatever from that tribe knew, thank you Steven, about the idol. Maybe you guys knew, but my tribe didn't know about that. I played that idol when I thought it needed to be played. No one had to tell me to do that. And I kept it from her, and I kept it from Keegan because I knew that it would help us in the game, but I didn't want to show that to them. I wanted it to be a surprise so they would be proud of me to know that I knew what I was doing with that. With the legacy advantage, of course I was always going to give it to her if I got booted out. I knew how to use it, which is why I didn't use it at 9. We discussed it. We discussed how we were going to use it, and I believe that doing it that way shows that I trusted her. I was true to my game. And if I trusted any of the other players, it could have been you that I had that trust with, but I didn't. I had that trust with her. And with the idol that she gave me, she did not give it to me until we were walking right into this. So it was her decision to do that. And because of the decisions we made, whether it be you use this and I use this and we use this, we used it together appropriately, and I feel like that speaks volumes in how we got here to where we are.
Thank you, Stacy. Okay, who's next? Kristen.
Hi. Congrats. Jealous, but you guys obviously deserved it. So for me, I think the most important aspect of Survivor is like self-awareness, like knowing your strengths and knowing your weaknesses. And as of so far, I feel like you guys have like pitched your strengths, but like, what do you think is like your biggest regret in the game, and like how does that pertain to like what you think maybe your weaknesses in the game were?
Yeah, I'll start with this one if you don't mind. My biggest weakness would be, I think I was just so trusting in that you guys wanted to work with me. And like, did you want to work with me? Yeah, but it was on your own agenda. And I wouldn't have had the control that I had with Rachel and Keegan in that strategic element. So biggest weakness would have been probably going against that alliance and voting you out and potentially risking my game. Like, she was one of the only allies that I had, and I voted for her and she stayed. And she was still open and willing to work with me, but I had to work my way back with her. And so that was my moment that I fell, and that was the moment that I had an epiphany and realized that I needed to start climbing the top again and using powers and advantages in the correct order in order to flip the majority or the half and half that we had back to the half and half that we then had at 6.
My weakness is obviously I'm not a strategic player. I don't have the skill that Keegan has to count fingers and run scenarios. And like she has to take a scenario and flip it this way and that way to figure out how it will work and how it might not work. So for me, that is a weakness. I'm not saying that that's a downfall. I'm just saying that's a weakness that I have. And obviously I didn't need to have that as a strength because I didn't have it as a strength and I'm still sitting here. One of the regrets that I have in this game is voting for Aleem because I did not want to vote for him. And even when I wrote your name down, I felt like I was being played, but I was against the wall and I felt like it was either you or me. And I said, I hope to God this is not you. But it ended up being you. And that's one of the regrets that I made. The other votes I felt good about. That one I did not.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Kristen. Okay, who's next? Tony.
Hi guys. I'm very proud of you guys. I want to say congratulations. You deserve to be here. You outplayed the jury. You outplayed the people who did not get on jury. And I'm just really happy to see you guys here. Let me get a moment. This game is, for me, is love. Like, I love Survivor. And I know you guys too. So like that day, when I went home, we could not, like, as a alliance member to alliance member, alliance member to alliance member, we could not connect. And I just want to know, and I am listening to what jury's saying, I'm listening to what you guys saying, so I am taking everything in my head. But I also want to know, why should I vote for you? Because I'm torn. You guys were really close to me.
I mean, for me, you were supposed to be in the final four with us. We had 5, and Lori was a part of that, and you were supposed to be with us. And had that not happened with what they did, the only blind side that I had was you. Had they not did that, you would have been here with us. You were a part of every decision that I made. Like, even though it was us 3 in the end, you knew everything that I was doing. I came to you and I trusted you, and it was me and you, just like you said. Whether or not you said that to other people, it was me and you. I told you everything before I even told her. So I feel like I still had loyalty to you when everyone else was being dishonest.
And I believe that you should vote for me to win because I think that we had one of the biggest secrets in the game, and that's the fact that we had played a live game together. And you had asked me not to say anything about season 4 of Realfoot, and I stuck true to that because I wanted to prove to you that I could be loyal to you because I wasn't on the same side as you in Realfoot 4. I trusted you with everything, and we always bounced ideas off of each other, and I was able to pull you aside and always confide in you and talk to you. And when I said in the tribal that after you had left, or the one after, that you were our fallen soldier, you really were, because that was supposed to be Rachel that round. If they had had the trust in Keegan and I and voted Rachel, you would have been in the game longer. I believe you should vote for me because of the trust that we have had in this game and our history and what we were able to make of it, because I know that you had said to me that you were so excited to get to play with me again, and I was genuine and I wanted to play with you again, and I'm so glad that I had the chance to do that with you.
Can I just say one thing? Like, I know we never played together, and I know that means a lot outside of this game, coming into a game with people you know. But I think it means even more that I don't have to have had a history with any of you outside of a game. I played a game with Kristen, but we never used that as anything in this game. I didn't trust her because when we played, we didn't play together, but I didn't trust her because we played a game together. She didn't trust me. I feel like when you play the game of Survivor, it's the game of Survivor. Outside of that, nothing else matters with the relationships you have outside. So I just want to say that. Not to discount what you're saying.
No, I know, and I'm not saying that him and I were allies and friends outside the game and wanted to work together because we knew each other. We were on opposite sides.
Right,
And we
no,
didn't
yeah.
get along.
Right.
So we wanted to undo those wrongs.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Keegan, finish us off.
What's up, y'all? It's been a long time. I know I don't need to say it again for the millionth time, but nice job for getting here, and you know I'm happy that it could have worked, that it worked out the way it did. I have 2 questions, one for each of you. Rachel, I want you to be completely honest about this. I don't care if it's I don't care yes or no. I don't care either way. I just want to hear what you have to say. If you had won the immunity challenge, would you have taken me or would you have taken Taylor?
I would have taken Taylor because I believe that she is such a strong, you're also a strong player, but she is such a strong player that for me, the fact that she came in as a first boot and would be the last to survive, to me that was the apex of being the strongest person out here. So for me, like I said, I wanted to play with the strongest, and I played with the strongest, but of the 2 of you, her story and her history fit with what I needed for my story and my history.
All right, thanks. And Taylor, completely different question for you. So, you brought up earlier about how Kristen was probably the best social bond that you'd made, and the best friendship that you had in the game that allowed you to make the moves that you did. So besides Kristen, what was the strongest bond you made, or who did you make the strongest bond with that you feel allowed you to propel yourself to where you are now?
It would have been the one with you. Like I said before, we really did bounce ideas off each other. I need somebody in an alliance that is like-minded like me, and that's why I was so willing to share like the idol with you. It was our idol. It wasn't just my idol. And the decision to bring Rachel over you pained me because you were you were my first ally in the game. But ultimately we played a similar game, and I didn't know how I was going to pitch my game versus your game, and I didn't know the debate that would happen and what you would claim as yours and what I would claim as mine, and I didn't know what the jury would think of that, and I thought it would just be more confusing. Whereas with Rachel and I, it's black and it's white. I was strategic, I was social, she carried herself in challenges. So the relationship with you would be.
All right, thanks, y'all.
Can someone film me? All right. Thank you, jury. Final 2, it's time for the closing statements. Because Taylor started, we will have Rachel end. So Taylor, your closing statement.
Didn't I start? So should I end? Wait,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I blacked out.
Because you started, we're going to have Rachel end. So you're going to go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, got it. All right, so I hope now that I know that what David had said, that a lot of you see me as like a Purple Kelly edit, I hope that there were certain moves that I did punch out as strategic moves. Rachel came to me a lot for advice because she just couldn't wrap her head around the scenarios in which the way votes would went. And because we were in minority, we needed to find strategic ways to maneuver votes in order to regain a majority and end up taking it further. And so I really hope that you guys vote for the person that you think deserves the most. Yes, Rachel played a flashy game, but Rachel wouldn't be here without me. That's why I wanted to win so bad that final immunity. I knew how much it would pain me to vote either one of them out because my decision wasn't made at the time. but I knew that I needed something to prove that I'm not the one being dragged along, that I was the one to grab something and drag Rachel here to the end and be able to pitch my game to you guys. I didn't want to be able to sit in like third place, not win immunity, not have the chance to explain myself. So I do appreciate you guys all listening to me, and vote for the person that you think deserves the title the best. And thank you for everything.
Okay. I've already explained to you the 4 aspects of Survivor that I believe in, that I hope that all of you believe in. It's not just 1 or 2 or 3. It's all of it. And I feel like I've proven myself. And I know Taylor and I worked off of each other. She didn't give me advice on how to get here. I had to work with her as she had to work with me. And I can tell you right now that nobody dragged me here. Every single one of you wanted to vote me out. And probably maybe except for Tony, I don't know. But maybe even Tony, who knows? I felt that everyone here saw me as a threat from that first challenge, or whichever challenge. And I've had to go through that, and I've had to deal with you and look you in the face and know that even my own alliance put my name down to vote me out. I had to look at that. So I hope that you don't see me as being dragged here. I hope you see me as someone who played the game the hardest that I could play. And if my downfall is that I don't know how to run numbers and run strategy, and that's my downfall, then I'll accept that. I gladly take that as a weakness of mine. But I feel like that I did the best on that as I could. Some of you didn't do good on strategy, obviously, because of your position. Some of you did not do good on the physical, which because of your position. You didn't do good on the mental. I mean, you know, there were aspects that some of you didn't have that I feel like I brought, even though I wasn't the smartest as far as who to put on the parchment. But in the end, I wanted to prove, and I told Gyro when he gratefully casted me that I wanted to play this game of Survivor, not just strategy. I wanted to be the survivor. And for me, it's 4 things. And it's not just 1, and it's not just a few. It's all 4 things in my own way. And I can say that I'm proud of the game that I played, and I hope that you guys will respect that and vote for who you think is the survivor.
All right, thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Taylor. Thank you, jury. Jury, it is time to get to the vote. One by one, you guys will go up to the voting booth and write down the name of the person you want to see win. All right, for the very last time, it is time to vote. Aline, you're up.
You outclassed me in every aspect, and for that, you deserve to win again.
I'm basing this vote. I've listened to everything. You got a first boot that came into this game and made it all the way to the end. I think that's very impressive.
came in here expecting to vote differently than I'm about to vote. I did not realize, I really thought Rachel was making the strategic moves. I didn't realize it was Taylor telling her how to vote. And I know she said that was her strategy, to have people tell her what to do, but I mean, to me that's kind of like a goat kind of move. I mean, sure, she won challenges and had an idol and then was given an idol, but so I've changed my vote, and I definitely don't think that she had a social game, because every time she talked to me it was very aggressive, very abrasive. So I don't feel like there was a social connection. And then at one point she even tried to use a mutual friend in a conversation to strong arm me on something, and I'm like, that doesn't even pertain to the game. But I was gonna vote for her until I heard the stuff that she had to say, and I was like, okay, Taylor has more convincing arguments, so. Congratulations, Taylor.
I will go get the votes. Taylor, Rachel, Jerry, thank you so much for an amazing Survivor BC season. Season 6, Rockrain Valley. Personally, it's my favorite. So congrats, I love it, I love it. No offense to all the other alumni.
You can say that about it. No, our season sucked.
Alright, final two, Taylor, Rachel. Remember, you want to see your name on the ballots. I will get to the reading of the votes. First vote. Rachel. You guys can clap. Second vote. Rachel. 2 votes, Rachel. Third vote. Taylor. 1 vote Taylor, 2 votes Rachel. Fourth vote. Taylor. That is 2 votes Rachel, 2 votes Taylor. Fifth vote. Rachel. 3 votes Rachel, 2 votes Taylor. Sixth vote. Taylor. That is 3 votes Taylor, 3 votes Rachel, 1 vote left. The winner of Survivor Rockrain Valley is Rachel! guys can go hug.
Oh, okay. We're all sitting here like, what do we do? Oh, congratulations. Yeah, you too.
Oh, girl. No, thank you.
I want to say it's been great.
I didn't realize I had a cheer too.
Congratulations.
Oh,
Now you need to get that extra.
Oh, God.
I'm confused. There's two.
Pick one.
After all the
Go with
trees
your
last
gut.
night.
Yeah.
Nanga kauta